Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, so today is our first side-by-side preliminary camera comparison between the Galaxy S10 Plus and all the smartphones on the market, starting off with the Galaxy Note 9. You guys got a lot of attention with the Note 9 versus S10, so we're continuing that here today with the preliminary camera comparison. Now, why do I call it preliminary? Well, because it's not our full camera comparison when we have the final version of the phone and we get to take all the photos we typically take. Extreme low light, details, color reproduction, selfie, all that kind of stuff. Here was basically the shots we could take while we were at the event and wanted to put them side by side and really kind of see the difference between them so far. So first and foremost, with this shot, you can definitely see the low light improvement with the S10 Plus. Now this is really interesting because I do feel that this is more software based. This Note 9 does not have the Android Pie One UI update yet, just to clarify, but you can definitely see a huge difference in the low light reproduction, as well as just better overall focus. Now, obviously I wanted the things in the front to be focused. Both kind of took the background a little bit in focus. You'll see that in other camera comparison shots, but the S10 Plus definitely did the best, where you can just see right here in terms of the buds, they're sharper, as well as, of course, just getting more detail in the shot and overall better lighting. Now, as we see in the screen as well, both are pretty sharp. I would say neither is a little bit sharper than the other in this instance, and colors look really great on both. Then when we move towards the back, which is what I believe the Note got more focused on, overall, again, you just get a little bit more depth in terms of lighting and color, I would say, on the S10 Plus, where colors are just a little bit more dynamic on here. So yeah, for this first shot, you can definitely see some improvements with the S10 Plus and the Note 9, which they did say the AI in the S10 Plus is the biggest update to the camera quality. Now in here, you can definitely see a bit better detail, again, kind of mainly focusing on the three phones and not so much on the background for both this time. However, the overall clarity, I will say, definitely goes to the S10 Plus on this side, just because you definitely get a much better Samsung logo when you look at these two right here. As we look at the middle, you get a little bit of a better clarity in the camera sensors. You can definitely tell that the background phones were the ones in focus rather than the one in the front. But overall, again, you just see a little bit better in terms of the three cameras, where here they're kind of blurred out a little bit more. And then we have this one, which again just does a little bit better job of showing the depth on the photo, and again, getting a little bit better clarity on the Samsung logo in comparison to the Note 9. So overall, I'm seeing definitely a more detailed shot with the S10 Plus, which is really kind of curious, because with these two, the Note 9 was one of the best detailed phones of last year. So really curious to see how that turns out. Now in this one, I would actually say that the Note 9 did a bit of a better shot compared to the S10 Plus in certain aspects. So one, again, that more depth of color on the black and different layers of the black. Although it's close, I do think that the Note 9 did a little bit better job here, except when it comes to the whites, because it kind of washed out a little bit of the whites on the pad and the headphones. Basically, it just made it a little bit whiter than it actually was, whereas this one actually gave more of its true colors on both whites. So that is where I would say the S10 Plus did a little bit better. But I like in the detail on the 12 here, it's a little bit sharper on the Note 9, and this could be of where each one was focused per se. But I will give this one a little bit to the Note 9, except in terms of the color reproduction, which is interesting because I definitely like the idea of having better color reproduction on the S10 Plus. That was one of the weaknesses, I would say, of Samsung phones. So if we can improve that, all the better. Okay, then we get to the selfie, or not selfie, but portrait photo. And between these two, I definitely right away like the S10 Plus. First, just because of the fact that with their new cameras, you're definitely getting a better color reproduction. And you can see that in my face. In my Note 9, I'm a little bit washed out, and I always tend to like the Pixel 3 and other selfies better than the Note 9 for that reason. However, in the S10 Plus, you get a much better skin tone representation, and overall just a bit better job, and very detailed, I might add. So I do say as well, when you zoom in and check out the blacks right here, you get a little bit better light black and lighter, whereas this one kind of dulls them out a little bit. So I do like, again, in these harsh conditions, because these are never, like, I wish they would keep, like, have a photographer set up all the lights so that they would know how it's actually going to look good. Overall, though, in terms of the detail, they do a bit about the same. Now, this is preliminary software, so hopefully the S10 will fine-tune this. But I could definitely see in this side, the Note 9 kind of messed up the entire blur effect on here, blurring out this part of my jacket. Whereas the S10 Plus did a little bit about the same towards the same part, but that it's more crisp, I would say, in comparison on this side, whereas again it gets blurred out a little right here, but this one kind of keeps the entire right side right. It keeps the jacket all together. So overall, the portrait effect seems to have been improved a little bit. We want to see it improved a little bit more, but overall I would just say skin tones in harsh lighting seem to be done a lot better this time around on the S10 Plus. So overall, let me know what you guys think. I think that the S10 Plus definitely does better photos of actual people, much better this time around. And in terms of detail, and it would definitely be an upgrade. And overall, in terms of different kind of lighting situations, we might see better quality. I'm very curious to see in the extreme low light test when we put it through it. But let me know what you guys think about these preliminary camera comparisons. Again, we will do much more once we get the device at the final build. Thank you as always for watching. Make sure to subscribe, check out all the other camera comparisons. We have one first, the iPhone Max, as well as the Pixel 3 coming up soon. Thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.